Hey class, I wanted to explain and clarify a few underlying assumptions that are pretty important to your understanding of developmental psychopathology in general, and just to keep in mind as you're exploring the theories and causes of this. So, first and foremost, abnormal psychology is multiply determined. So, meaning that a common question I get is, well, what caused this behavior? What caused this disorder? And it's not often that we're able to link behavior to a single underlying cause. So often we look at an interaction of factors. And remember, similar risk factors can lead to very different outcomes. So that's number one. Number two is that the child and the environment are interdependent, meaning that they are constantly in interaction with one another. So this transactional model really sees development as a very complex interplay between a child, their natural personality and traits, as well as their family experiences, their economic situation, community resources. So the child and the environment are both active contributors to both adaptive and maladaptive behavior. The third consideration is that development involves what we call continuities and discontinuities. The way I like to think about continuity or continuous behavior is using the analogy of an oak tree, which started from a single acorn. So the issue of continuity often asks the question, does a disorder earlier in life carry over in later life? And if you have spent any amount of time with children, you will see that there's some aspects of their behavior that changes so gradually and so slow that you barely notice. So for instance, young parents are unlikely to notice the gradual weight gain of a young infant. Okay, from day to day, the parents are picking the baby up and they're just responding to the growing infant by becoming stronger themselves. So they hardly notice any change in weight, which is pretty astonishing considering how quickly infants grow in the first year of life. Another gradual change that parents often don't notice is the child's increasing vocabulary. So once children actually start speaking, their vocabularies start to increase on a daily basis. So a typical 18-month-old might have between 10 and 50 words, but by the time that child's in kindergarten, they can have up to 2,000 words. But because these words are words that even adults use frequently, we don't notice as often. So that's continuous development. And then the idea of discontinuous development is different. So unlike the acorn to the oak tree analogy, I tend to see discontinuous development as being more like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. So what was not there previously is now there. So for instance, when infants start walking, or when infants even start talking, okay, those behaviors were not there previously and now they are there. So oftentimes discontinuous behaviors are referred to as milestones. So you will see this in theories. You will see this in theories of Jean Piaget, Erik Erikson, who propose different stages of development that are largely discontinuous.